Take me out, it's my turn!
Well, fist bump?
What to do with your boy T. Louis Smith coming to you live. That is right, folks, live from the Irvington Football Training Facility. We're going to be covering last week's winners and bozos of the semifinals, and you already know, Cap, you know what to do.
The BHS Fantasy Football League finally reached the big game and the media was going absolutely nuts.
Yes, sir. Super Bowl showdown.
So boom, the championship game is Champa Bay and Finger My Twat Son. Both these teams were able to go through a ton of adversity to get here.
Champa Bay Bull Sharks owner Tyler Lewis has a championship pedigree that is second to none, and it definitely influenced all the media's predictions.
I think T. Lou has a slight edge.
Aaron Rodgers and the boys should lead Champa Bay to a delightful victory. Cooper Kupp has been one of the hottest players in the league.
This Bull Sharks team is truly one of the greatest super teams that fantasy football has ever seen.
Numbers this year are absolutely insane. The amount of talent they have on their offense, skill-wise, is so special.
But those heavy hitters never blinded Eddie Flores, as his eyes remained on claiming his first ever prize.
This is now Eddie's first chance to call himself a champion.
It's definitely going to be a lot more challenging to prepare for this matchup with T. Lou. But, my players are ready. We're here. I want nothing less than a championship.
Both these teams had what it takes to compete with each other, but because he was so heavily favored, it seemed like Tyler Lewis just gave no single fucks about his matchup.
I can only speak for T. Lou. He's the only one who's won. Like drop, you feel me? My final score prediction, 250 to 275, T. Lou.
I got Tyler in this matchup.
And that's only because you think you had a fluke loss to Eddie?
Absolutely.
I'm calling a close battle, but don't sleep on Finger My Twat Son, who has one of the most consistent teams this whole season, with the MVP candidate Josh Allen and a support system that includes Deebo Samuels and George Kittle.
It was a hard-fought regular season, but only two dogs were able to make it to the finale. Can the underdog defy all odds and claim his first chip? Or will the top dog cement his dynasty into the history books? 18 players, 2 weeks, 1 winner, no hoes. It all comes down to...
It's very close. I'm not surprised. He has a very formidable opponent. I just think that he got a little lucky, and I think that this week, I'm gonna put the nail in the coffin. So we'll see.
I mean, if you know anything about my team, we lean heavily on Deebo. I mean, who doesn't? The guy runs, the guy throws, the guy receives. I mean, the guy literally does everything. So no surprise there. Kittle, he came in strong last couple of weeks into the playoffs and became tight end number 1. So, to be honest, I felt great going in.
Now, a lot of people have likened you to say if you were clean shaven, you look exactly like Tiger. What are your response to that?
Bro, I think that's an insult. Look at this guy. This guy looks like a mole rat. Nah, I did hear you look like Ludacris. Honestly, I'd rather be called an ugly dude who was at least relevant at the time. You could go call me Kodak or something. At least he's relevant. You don't call me Ludacris, bro. Ludacris? What was the last song you remember from Ludacris, bro? Move, bitch.
Some good songs. Get Back, You Know Me Like That?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you see, come on, man. We trying to compare me to somebody now. You feel me? They're playing. Why nobody compare me to Drake? With the facial hair. Come on now.
Hold up. Whoa. Get out the way, yeah.
Eddie Flores, how you doing?
How you doing, bro? Good to be here.
So in the playoffs, you squeaked by Keyway in the first week and you were able to avoid a Jonathan Taylor miracle. Tell me what was your mindset and how you felt going into the final match.
So, going into the finals matchups, I gotta say, I feel like I was tested more than any team in the playoffs. It always came down to the last minute. When I first faced Keyway, it came down to Josh Allen in the fucking frozen winner, and he came up clutch. Then against Carlo, that one, no surprise here. I blew him out. But Jonathan Taylor, he had a bye week. Even if he had played, what difference would he have made? I won by too much. So, I came into the finals feeling cocky, feeling like nobody's going to beat me. And yeah, I would say cocky would be the word, but confident.
Would you say you went in like a super gremlin?
Of course, super gremlin, like Kodak, in the flesh.
Unfortunately, Tyler's team, what's his team name?
It's usually a Tampa Kangaroos, but I think he changed it.
Oh, the Tampa Bay Bull Sharks.
Yeah, that's such a weak ass name, bro.
The first week comes to a close. Tampa Bay Bull Shark has a very close lead above you, but you're still keeping it close. How did you feel after week 1? Did you have any doubts that you might win? Or?
I mean, no. To be honest, no doubts, because I knew my team had what it takes in them. Like, Tom Brady just recently retired, and he's like inspiration for all this, because like we always come back from like down, and you see, he might have had the lead, but I knew that was coming, because my team low-key were playing all tough ass defenses. Jalen Waddle, Debo Samuel, DK Metcalf gave me 0 or close to 0, like Saquon, like we were struggling. So I knew the first week was a dub. But I knew we were going to come for it second week, because my team does not go out like that. So I felt confident. I knew the kind of guys we have in that locker room. And I know how they think and how they play. So I know no worries at all. You know how we doing it? It's at least $2,000 on me right now. Elite stocks go at like $15.
Your move to pick up the Bears defense for the waiver week of week 17. There's some rumors that move was calculated. Knowing your opponent, you may have picked it up just so he couldn't. Could you explain your thought process behind that move?
So I'm here to dispel all the rumors. The thought process behind that was definitely not that. I was definitely doing that because I needed that defense, and I low-key knew I needed points, and the defense I currently had was going to give me like 7. So as you all may know, I used to be a Giants fan. So I can, but now, ever since they traded Odell, long story, no longer a Giants fan, just an avid football fan. And so I can think with my head clear, and I knew the Giants are literally the worst offense in the NFL. Like, that's all they show us in the local games. So for the last 2 weeks, I had this planned out. Any team that's playing the Giants, pick up their defense. So last week, I picked up the Bears defense, and the week before that, I don't even remember who I picked up because it didn't matter. Like, they were playing the Giants. I knew interceptions were coming. I didn't even know who the quarterback was. I knew fumbles were coming. So,
the Eagles defense.
Yup. The Eagles defense, yeah. So, like I said, man, like, this is just outsmarting the opponent. If the opponent had thought that, maybe we would have had a different result. But I had this planned out from the beginning. And I didn't say anything. I kept it quiet. They're like, oh, yeah, Eddie's, he has a good team, but is he going to make the right moves? Is he, like, thinking it, like, through? I'm always thinking it through. Always thinking it through. You know me.
Are you implying that your opponent was not thinking it through?
All I'm going to say is, I came into the season, high hopes, but, humble. But after, hearing some of the chatter behind and, somewhat rumors of, like, videos being recorded at the beginning of the season, now I'm coming on some super gremlin shit. I'm coming on some super cocky shit. And yeah, he wasn't prepared. He was never prepared to face a team like me. He was hoping he would have had to face Carlo. But that wasn't going to happen.
All right, so we have a video we want to show you. And here, just watch it. Just want you to react to it.
Oh, wow. Video. Oh, man. Oh.
When you're a superstar like me, we don't take no days off, you feel me? We got the drink on me, you know what I'm saying? We not worried about this fantasy finals. We already know what the results are. But, just know. Eddie, you fall hard. But you just facing the big dog right now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna save this clip. If I lose, this is never getting released. But if I win, I'm gonna act like I knew what I was talking about. You feel me? That's confidence.
Yo.
But now look at this Christmas tree. That's kind of lit.
Damn, bruh. Honestly, nobody was worried about him. Like, he can say what he wants, but like you saw what happened. Like, as I said, I didn't have to record anything. I didn't have to like do any of these gimmicks. I go out there and I perform. I'm none of that. I don't be on social media. I don't be on Twitter. I don't be tweeting. I don't be twittering, Instagramming. I don't be doing none of that. Like, I don't even got a phone. I just grind, and I grinded till I got that chip. I was doing nothing focusing those 2 weeks, but just straight on the fantasy game. I was analyzing the players, analyzing matchups on NFL.com, watching videos, watching highlights, analyzing the defenses they're going to play. Like, I take my game serious, and, you know, there's Jordans in the world, and then there's, I don't even want to say Scotties, because, like, that's an understatement. Like, this guy's, like, Brandon Knight. But that's my guy, though. Funny. He's a funny guy.
But you weren't worried about him?
Come on, man. Me worried of Tyler? Do I got to remind people what happened in camp? How many times? How many chips? He knows. That man knows how many chips I have. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably got like 5, 6 chips. I'm like the Jordan, like the Bill Russell of basketball camp. Like,
the amount of chips in this game, right?
come on, man. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 chips. I probably got 6. And if you count fantasy, that's 7 chips in camp and in fantasy in total. Like, they know my work. If anybody's supposed to be cocky, it's me. But I don't do all that. I don't do none of that for social media. And I be out here, man. Y'all know y'all could pull up where I'm at. You know, it's like, nah, I'm a good guy. I got a job. But, hey, man. Yeah, people know. They know. They know my body. They know my work.
At what point did you know you had it in the bag?
So, like, whole game, I think people are trying to jinx me in the chat. Oh, congrats, Eddie. Congrats, Eddie. Because I low-key think everybody was rooting against me, which it happens, you know. It comes with the territory. You know, everybody's been hating on me since I've joined the league. But, you know, what can you do? Heavy is the head, as they say. So, anyway, people are congratulating me like, oh, you won. And it's only been the 1 o'clock game. So I'm thinking, these guys are either delusional or they're trying to jinx me. So I didn't think anything of it because I knew there's plenty of more game left. And then the moment I really knew I probably got this was when DK Metcalf scored that 3rd touchdown. After that, I was kind of like, and then Alvin Kamara came in with one and Debo came in with one. I didn't even need to see the rest of the results at 8 or at the Monday. Like, it was, Najee Harris was not about to get 70 points. So I knew, all right, I got this. I won. And it was a euphoric feeling, but it was also like, it's about damn time. Shout out to LeBron, because it was about damn time.
Now, you mentioned the word heavy is the head. What was the heaviest head you've gotten before?
Damn, I knew you were tripping. We could have been superstars.
Who do you dedicate this Super Bowl into? This first fantasy championship to?
Honestly, usually they'd be like, oh, you got to dedicate it to your mom. You got to dedicate it to, you know, your fans, your supporters, the people who got you here. Fuck, I'm dedicating that shit to myself. I won the first one. I'm going to win plenty more to dedicate it. I'm going to have one for my mom. I'm going to have one for every single last one of my friends. I'm going to have a whole bunch of titles. I'm thinking like Bill Russell type shit, like 11 titles. But the first one go to me. What? It's the hardest one, bro. On some Jordan shit, crying on the floor type shit. Like, it's about time. So this is my trophy. I dedicate it to myself, the GOAT.
You love your mom?
Of course I love my mom. What? I'm just saying.
How come this isn't dedicated to her?
Cause you feel me? What is she gonna do with it? Honestly, what is she gonna do with it? This is your question. What's she gonna do with it?
She can celebrate it with you.
Yeah, she can celebrate it regardless with me. Like, I'm gonna use the money. I'm gonna get her a nice little like gift that she could use, like a nice set of knives or some shit. Like,
speaking of money, have you been paid in full?
Actually, surprisingly, yeah, I've been paid in full, which is wild because a group with like the people that we play with, I didn't think I was gonna see my money till the summer, but I had to be on their back, you know. But I got my money, so next time we gotta play for more. I'm gonna just say that because that shit is nothing.
All right, Eddie. So you won your first fantasy football championship. You know what they say, man. Where you gonna go celebrate?
I'm going to the club. What? You about to catch me. You about to catch me in my home environment. Scarlet Pub, Queens. Maybe I might touch down in JC. You know where to find me. We turning up all night, all weekend. You know what I'm saying? We gotta celebrate right. I might even pop up in Miami. Who knows? Might even pop up in Haiti. I'm not popping up in Haiti though. Where, like,
with the KD on it?
Yeah, with the KD on it, you know what I'm saying? I just came back half gym, half Miami. You know the vibes, bro. Private jet type shit, Air Canada type shit, you know what I'm saying? Light flex. They don't do it like that in Florida though.
Nah, how would you know?
Been there. Weak state.
Been there, done that?
Yeah, been there, done that. No, not interested in going back unless it's Miami.
So, unless it's Miami. What are your thoughts on Tampa?
Tampa. You know what? They got cool beaches. It's a nice place if you're like 40 or 50 or 60, retired. You want to have a boat, you want to chill. If you're trying to be where like the action is at, you always gonna rep the city, New York City. We East Coast boys over here, you feel me? And then, yeah.
So you don't like Tampa?
Fuck Tampa.